Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new BrickVault mock review, and this time around we're going back to the original trilogy with probably the most iconic starship in Star Wars or in sci-fi in general, the TIE Fighter, the Empire's backbone. This ship doesn't need an introduction, but the reappearance of this ship here on BrickVault probably does. Jarek's TIE Fighter has dominated the mock building world for over 8 years. It was way ahead of its time, and its influence in other people's mocks can't be denied. It's however finally time for a new version after all this time. Remember, everything you see in this video you can experience yourself if you get the building instructions on BrickVault Toys. You can build this and many more amazing custom creations and help us and the amazing designers we work with in the process. More info in the video description below. While Jarek's version will always stand as a testament of LEGO engineering for a TIE Fighter, this new TIE Fighter designed by Luca Hermann, who made our openable Pokeballs with starter Pokemon as well for BrickVault, does things quite differently. But let me explain. First off, this model has 1090 pieces compared to the 1356 pieces of Jarek's TIE, making this also a tiny bit cheaper at 100 to 130 USD. It is 21 centimeters tall on the ground or 26 centimeters on the stand and 18 centimeters long and wide. The main thing that sets this model apart though is the scale. As you may know, a minifig is very weirdly proportioned as it is much wider than it is tall. If it was as tall as a regular human, it would be more than twice as wide. A lot of builders scale their ships to the width of minifigs, which is technically also minifig scale because minifig scale is not just one cohesive scale. This gives builders more room to play with because the model can be a bit on the bigger side, so it's easy to integrate detail. The bigger challenge oftentimes is to make it scale to the height of a minifig, because the model needs to be on the smaller side of things. We see this a lot lately in the community and also kind of in LEGO sets lately. That has other reasons as well though, but what I'm trying to say is this model is smaller than Jarek's. It's in the 1:42 scale and yet it looks so good. The main challenge was getting the cockpit to be so round in this compact form factor with still enough space to fit a minifig inside. Luca was able to do this with the help of these relatively new quarter dome pieces. Also, this TIE Fighter uses the smaller 4x4 dish pieces for the cockpit, top and underside. Beneath the windscreen we have the all-important laser cannons as well. Through the cockpit you can also see the pilot if you look closely. He can also be seen through the top hatch because that is openable, but one downside of the reduced size is that it's not possible to take him out of the top hatch. For that you need to remove part of the front. That is not too difficult to do, but it's still something to keep in mind. This size doesn't come without sacrifices. In the back we have what gives the TIE Fighter its name, the twin ion engines that are both very interestingly integrated. I highly encourage you to check out the instructions. I also really like how the wings are connected. This is super strong in here and it still looks really good too. The wings are another thing that has been engineered to the T with the use of the Pythagorean theorem, used to have all slopes lining up perfectly. What sets this model apart is that the light grey beams are no longer 3D but have been integrated into the snot technique of the wing. Meaning, besides the middle sections that is supposed to be raised a little bit, this wing is completely smooth, which is a big improvement because that way it doesn't add to the thickness of the wings, which is also a general concern with brick-built wings instead of using plates and tiles like LEGO sets. The connection in the solar panels use clips, but Luca also made a slightly more expensive version that uses the old finger hinge parts, so the outside is smooth on all edges, which is a nice addition. This TIE Fighter can easily stand on its solar panels, of course. It's really sturdy and extremely swooshable. You don't have to worry about anything coming off here really, which was really important to me personally with Jarek's version being the predecessor and also being super strong and swooshable. This model also comes with a stand that puts the TIE Fighter in a slightly upright facing position. It only gets connected with that one stud on the dish on the underside of the model, so it's not the most sturdy connection, but I personally see this as a plus since it's also easy to take it off to fly it around. An extreme focus was put on accuracy to the real thing here, and I can really appreciate the attention to scale accuracy and detail. The techniques used here will surprise you, that's for sure. This is one refined TIE Fighter, and I'm super happy that we can add this to the BrickVault collection and expand on our TIE line in this scale going forward. so keep an eye out for that. Again, if you want to build this beautiful and very beginner and budget friendly TIE fighter yourself, feel free to check out the instructions with a link in the description below. Despite the cockpit and maybe the bigger black slow pieces in the wings, I'm sure a lot of builders will have all parts at home, so maybe you can even start building right now. But before you get going, please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments below how you like this new scale for TIE fighters, and most importantly, what TIE fighter variants you would like to see us add to the website. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one at BrickVault.